has been deeply integrated into different cultures and have been expressed in many different ways. Kiyuta Kitai is an 8-day cultural arts exchange program with Oceania Center, hosted at the University of South Pacific. The cultural exchange is between Maori and Fijian artists and hopes to connect the creative backgrounds and share cultural knowledge. Dr. Katrina Eggleston is the host and organizer in this week-long exchange program. She explains how this exchange event came about.
Well, it's a really interesting story because I've worked with Margaret, the facilitator of the group, for many, many years now. And so 2 years ago, we held an exchange with the Fiji Museum, where I worked at that time. And so this is basically a continuation of that first exchange experience, but with bringing different types of art and different artists here to USP this time. And the idea of the creation behind it is to be able to have more interaction between Pacific artists, to create learning and sharing and making opportunities, but also to think about how there are similarities between the different art forms and styles across the Pacific, and also just the general relationships made between people and maintaining those relationships at the same time.
Katrina elaborates on the outcomes of the exchange program exhibitions and the significance of art in Fijian and Maori cultures. She expresses the importance of maintaining and strengthening relationships between these two cultures and how art creates a bridge for cultural exchange.
Last night we opened 3 exhibitions. Then one of the exhibitions was not ever conceived or meant to happen before yesterday afternoon. So the collaborative exhibition, now called 2 hours ago, is one of the main outcomes of this exchange, but also the reciprocal exchange of Fijian artists over to Aotearoa will also be a longer lasting impact. I think art is so important and so overlooked in a sense because the way we live and the way we practice culture is simply an extension of art. Everything that we do has artistic value, and so being able to make and create and maintain these relationships through this language of art just relates to how we live our lives.
The Cultural Exchange Program serves as a platform for cultural enrichment and the sharing of artistic knowledge between the artists. The participants share their creative skills in areas such as painting, carving, and especially pottery. Amelia Elosavo, a skilled potter from Rewa, has also taken part in this creative journey.
Bulovnaka, I'm Amelia Elosavo. I'm from Rewa. I'm a pottery lady in Fiji. I live in Lokia, in Rewa.
Pottery making is a form of art that involves shaping clay into many different objects. In many traditions, the clay is molded into pots and jars, decorational ornaments, and even jewelry. Pottery making has been deeply integrated into the Fijian culture and embodies ancestral and artistic knowledge. Alongside Amelia is Maori artist Dorothy Waitford. The pair exchanged cultural knowledge as well as artistic skills in pottery. Throughout Dorothy's learning experience, she found that keeping up with her pair's creative pace was quite tricky, as Amelia had been doing pottery for more than 50 years.
The work I've done has been work where I've watched Amelia. This is her work over here. Yeah. So I watched her building pots and then decorating them the way that she decorated, and you've all experienced that. I found that when I forgot to watch her, I had missed a step, maybe sometimes 2-3 steps. So I would have to be very aware and conscious to watch her and not get lost in what I was doing and making. Yeah.
Dorothy describes where the clay comes from and illustrates the importance of the land's natural resources. Her points highlight one of the many foundational elements of this exchange program, which centers around appreciating what the earth, or whenua, provides for us.
Clay is from here. The clay comes from the whenua, from the land here. Yeah. They've already taken it and they've cleaned it all up for us to work with, so it's a very precious resource. Yeah.
By interacting with one another, Dorothy found that Amelia's skills were passed down from her elders, adding on to the ancestral aspects of the arts and culture.
Is working here with Amelia, who was taught by her mother-in-law. So there's a lineage there of teachers from one to another to another to another. And so very privileged to sit with her.
My name is Rema. I'm 40 years old. I'm the daughter of Amelia Les, my daughter-in-law.
Amelia works with her daughter-in-law, Dema. They both sell their pottery at the Fiji Museum as their main source of income. Their work not only supports their families, but also helps to preserve custom Fijian tradition. Through their products, they share the beauty and the story of indigenous pottery with tourists, displaying the rich cultural heritage of their homeland and inspiring the younger generation to continue these artistic traditions.
I get involved with her because it's a source of income in our family, and I have to. She taught me this because it's bring money in the family. So I have to learn from her because every time she went out for selling and doing pottery, I have to go with her to help her because it's really helped us a lot, especially in the family for our needs, and also for the school kids what they want.
For these women, pottery is more than just clay, it's survival. Each piece they mold carries a story. In every curve and shape, there's a story of resilience, creativity, and identity. For these women, pottery isn't just art, it is life. In this documentary, Clay and Canvas, the Art That Sustains, we explore how pottery remains both an art form and a livelihood for women in Fiji. We met Amelia, a local potter, and her daughter-in-law, who work side by side shaping clay into beautiful pieces that help support their family. For them, pottery is more than tradition, it's survival. Through a cultural exchange led by Katrina Eagleston and visiting Maori artist Dorothy Waitford, we see how this craft connects women across the Pacific, blending creativity and community. In the end, Clay and Canvas reminds us that art isn't just about beauty, it's about resilience, identity, and the power of creating something meaningful from the earth beneath our feet.